Hello and welcome to our next video. In this lesson, we're going to take some time to put our site.css file back in place, which is where we could start writing our own CSS to style up our pages. So all we need to do is be in our project, right-click on CSS and add a new item. And we're going to add a new style sheet, and we're going to just call this site.css. And on the body, we want to pad the top 50 px. So we're going to just do padding top 50 px. And that was what was originally in place, but that just gives us a top padding that makes sure that when we put that nav bar over top, we should have enough space there that it doesn't actually go over top of our content. We may need to come back and modify this later if that's not going to be enough space, depending on how this ends up looking, but that's okay. We're at least somewhat ready to go at this point. Now you could also do some other things like do some default fonts. If you wanted to set up like a default text for your boxes or whatever, you might do .default text. And if you aren't very familiar with CSS, this just allows me to name a class called default text with using that dot selector, and then I can tell it what I want it to be. So I just do something like font family, and I'm going to do Tahoma, and actually let's go Verdana, Geneva, Tahoma, Sans Serif. And then we'll just do a font dash size, and we'll do just a 12 point. And then we'll do a font weight normal. We don't even need to do, it'll be defaulted to that. So that's probably good enough. We can just set our default text to that, which might make our page look a little nicer. However, with our Bootstrap theme, we're probably pretty good to go. So we may only need to use this when it comes to like labels and things that we're doing on our pages. We'll see as we go. But that basically wraps up getting site.css built and in place. And so in the next lesson, we're going to bring all of this together from the point where we started getting jQuery to now, and we're going to wire up our pages correctly in the bundle config so that we can make sure that our pages render and have all of the Bootstrap and data tables and things like that ready to go. So this wraps up our video on setting up the site.css. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.